Are you someone who you have goals, you have dreams, you have wants in your life, you have even needs, but yet you find yourself always in a situation where you're having a hard time realizing those things? Well, if that's you, then today's message is indeed for you. So today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about understanding desire. Again, another D word. Okay, last week we talked about discipline. Today we're going to talk about desire. So get your pen, get your paper out, and take some notes. You'll need to. So desire. So what is desire? Okay. Well, according to the Merriam-Webster's definition of desire, it is to long or to hope for. It's a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wanting something to happen. Okay? So again, desire is to long for, to hope for. It's a strong, and I preface strong, it's a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wanting for something to happen. So it's either you want something or you want something to happen. Now, I really like the word. I like the word desire. I believe that there's a lot of misunderstanding, specifically within the church among Christians. Sometimes we talk about desire more in a negative way than a positive way. I know that I Googled the word desire from a Christian perspective, and by and large, most of the discussion, most of the scriptures that a lot of people gave was more along evil desire, okay, lust, things of that nature. But that's not what desire, it can be that, but it's not only that. And so today I'm talking about desire simply from a more positive perspective. We may discuss some of the negative implications, but I'm really keeping it positive. Desire is a healthy thing. Now, in the Word of God, let's go to Psalms chapter number 37 and verse number 4. What does the Word of God say about desire? Again, desire is to hope for, to long for. It's a strong feeling of wanting to have something or something to happen. And in Psalms 37 verse 4, and again, if you guys can pop that in the chat box, that scripture, I would appreciate it. It says, "Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he will give you what? He will give you the desires of your heart." I really like what the Amplified Version says. He will give you the desires and the secret petitions of your heart. Okay? So that which is deep inside you, that which you really want, God says he'll give you, he'll give us the desires and the secret petitions of our hearts. So again, desire is very important. Okay? Discipline, like we talked about last week, is important, but you also have to have desire. Why do you need desire? Because desire is the why of something. Okay? Desire is the why you want what it is that you want. Okay? Desire is good. You should have a strong desire for the right things, of course, but again, desire is the why. It's the why to why you want the things that you want. See, you have to understand the difference between three words to really understand desire. You need to understand what need is, what want is, and then what desire is. So let's talk about want first. Okay? I want something. I want to go somewhere. I want to eat something. I want this. Okay? Well, when you think of the word want, think in terms of you want to, like I said, go somewhere. Let's say, for example, want is like a destination. Okay? I want to go to the conference, or I want to go to Hawaii. Now, apply this in your life. Think about things you want. Okay? Again, I want to go to Hawaii, or I want to start a business. I want to start a babysitting service. What is want? Well, want is your goal. That is the goal, okay? That is the destination. When we talk about setting goals, one of the reasons that I like doing that, because the goal is where I want to go. It's not where I'm at. It's where I want to go. There's an old saying that if you don't have any goals, then you really don't even know where you're going. You're just living life without any type of destination in mind. We call that drifting. You kind of drift here and there. Any of you ever do that? You just kind of like, it is. We sometimes wake up and you ask somebody, how's it going? And they say, same old, same old. Well, when it's same old, that means that we typically don't have wants. We say we want something, but sometimes that's not generally true. Okay? Want, if you don't have desire to your want actually fizzles out. Okay? So again, if you don't have desire to a goal, the goal is something that you just don't achieve. It's just something simply on a piece of paper, but there's really no fuel to it. And we're going to get into that. There's really no launching point of that goal. So you're never really going to achieve the goal, because you have to have a link to it. And that link to the goal is called desire. Okay? So again, we can want to go to conferences, we can want to go to Hawaii, we can want to go on vacation, we can want to start a business, or we can want to, get married or whatever. That is a goal. Okay? Now, desire is different, because desire is it's the why we want what we want. It's the why, it's the underlying root. Desire is the motivation. So when I teach in goals to people, and I talk about the principles of goal setting, I always say, well, what's your goals? Okay? And by the way, just very quickly, most don't have enough goals. Okay? You talk to people, what's your goal? Well, my goal is, and they rattle off 5, maybe 10 things. Truth be told, if you really, really went deep into goals, okay, the vision that you have for life, for your life, okay, in your family, your loved ones, whatever. I mean, literally, you could have, I would say easily, I won't say literally, but easily you can have 100. You can have 100 goals, and probably more, okay? You can have a lot of goals, and you should have a lot of goals. Again, goals represent what it is that you want. So what do you want in life? I really believe that we just think too small. I really think that we look at life and we say, well, if I just have this, if I have that, I'm going to be content. Well, you may be content, but here's the real question. Are you satisfied? Those are two different words. Okay? Are you satisfied? Once you get the house, once you get the business, is that it? Is life complete? Goals are important, because goals help you actually continue in life with a mindset that says, I'm actually looking to achieve something. I have destinations that I want to go to. Okay? So let's use for example, real quick on goals. Goals should be segmented. So let's say you have travel goals. Okay? You have travel goals. All right? What are those travel goals? Well, it could be, I want to go, or my goal is to go to Hawaii, to go to Los Cabos. My goal is to go to Barbados, to go to Paris, to go this. Okay, that's your goals. I mean, how many places, just saying I want to travel is not really a goal. Okay, that's just an arbitrary statement that would be nothing more than just a distant view of something without any type of focus. Okay, so the want, okay, in putting down goals helps you to create focus. Now the desire is why. Why is it you want to go to Paris? Why is it that you want to go to Barbados? Why is it that you want to go to Hawaii? desire is the motivation. And again, we're talking about understanding desire today. It is the motivation. Have you ever, well, you probably have, but I'll speak to it from my perspective. I know I've said that, boy, I'm really lacking motivation. I've had countless of people come to us when we're coaching and say, I just lack motivation. It's just, I'm doing the same thing. I'm in a rut. Many times people use the word, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in life. I'm stuck in doing the same thing over and over and over again. So they lack motivation. Again, that means you lack desire. Not necessarily want, but you lack desire. Desire is the motivation. It is the why. Okay? Desire is the real reason you want to go to Hawaii. Okay? It's the hunger and it's the thirst. Okay? So I like to say it this way, desire is the emotional fuel to getting what you want. And you have to employ your emotions into your goal setting. Okay? So again, I always start people out with goals. What is it that you want? What do you want? That's what I always say. What is it that you want? Articulate that. State that. Okay? And then, why do you want that? So again, I want to go to Hawaii. Well, why? We have to understand why. Because that why, that desire, is going to have an emotional attachment to it. And that's going to give you that staying power, that tenacity to keep pursuing, pushing, and advancing forward. Okay? So for example, we talked about I want to go to a conference, or I want to go to Hawaii, I want to start a business, or I want to start a babysitting service. The desire to that want, or those wants, would be this. I desire, okay, I want to go to the conference, but I desire, why am I going to the conference? See, you never go to the conference, or you never go to college and university unless you have a real, or at least stay and make a great impact in it, unless you have a desire. So with regards to the conference, it could be something like, I desire to learn the principles of success, or I desire to learn about ministry, or I desire to learn about real estate. Okay, that's my desire. Okay, Hawaii. Okay, why Hawaii? I mean, you want that. That's your goal, but why is it that you want it? Well, the deeper desire, okay, is this. I desire to go scuba diving, or I desire to swim in the crystal clear waters on a wonderful sandy beach with palm trees and all that stuff. Desire is, it helps you with your imagination, okay? You begin to see it and you begin to feel it. So what you do is you have the goal, you have the want, but now the desire is the actual feeling, the emotion of what it's going to be like when you reach the goal, when what you want is given or achieved. Now you're going to feel like this. Well, that's the desire. Okay? Same thing with starting a business. Why do you want to start a business? People say this all the time. Well, I want to start a business. Okay, well, why do you want to start a business? Well, there has to be something. It could be the desire is, well, I just want to be my own boss. I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to work the 9 to 5. I don't want to get up at a certain time, or I don't want to stop at a certain time. I want to be my own boss. That is the desire. So the desire is I desire to be my own boss. Or it could be something else that's motivating, such as I desire to employ other people and provide opportunities to others. Okay? That's your desire. If you have that, more than likely, you're going to continue pushing towards that goal. And again, if you desire let's say a daycare, a child care facility, babysitting service, what would the desire be? Well, I desire to give, healthy and safe baby care, or I desire to provide child care or babysitting services at a reasonable price to parents, because perhaps there's, you've identified that that's a very costly uh, arena, and you have a passion or a desire to fix that or to be a blessing in that area. Okay, that is desire. So desire is, excuse me, is more about an experience or a feeling of what that experience, excuse me, is going to be like. Okay, so again, it's very important that we understand desire, because this is why a lot of people are saying, "Well, I've tried goals; they don't work." Well, did you desire what you wanted, or did you just want something, but you really didn't have a desire for it? You didn't have that passion. It was a want. It was a destination you would like to get to. Yeah, I'd like to get to Hawaii. Okay, we've been talking about Hawaii. I've been talking about Hawaii ever since I was a kid. Okay, I even told my mother, she's deceased now, but I told my mother, well, one day I'm going to take you to Hawaii. Well, that never manifested. Now, why is that? Well, because honestly, I really didn't have a desire. I did not have a desire to go to Hawaii. I didn't have a desire to really get my mom there. Okay, now I have a desire to go to Hawaii because I do want to go scuba diving, or snorkeling in the crystal clear waters. I did that a couple years ago in the Cayman Islands, and it was a wonderful experience. So I've seen videos of Hawaii. I'm like, man, that'd be nice. So the destination is Hawaii, but the desire is I want to do this when I'm there. That's why I'm going. That's the why to the Hawaii for me. So you have to find out what is your desire. Okay? Delight yourself in the Lord. God will give you the desires of your heart. Okay? So desire and goals should be closely aligned. Okay? So you have the goal, you have the destination, whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, the goal, but you have to have the desire together with it. Okay? One is the what, the other is the why. Okay? What I want versus why I want it. Don't ever be so focused on how do I do it. The how of to do it is the least important of everything. I'll say that again. When you're establishing goals and you identify wants and identify desire, or the why, the motivation behind it, the purpose, the how to is really where people really get stumped up there as well, because as soon as they set a goal, like, well, I can't, I don't know how to do that, so therefore it can't be a goal, because you've been taught by the world system that your goals need to be realistic. That is probably I'll say it my way. That's a really dumb statement. Okay, that goals need to be realistic. Okay, your goals need to be, from a natural perspective, probably unrealistic. Okay, all things are possible to him that believes. Our goals need to be really, really way, way out there. We need to really stretch it. Okay, so again, don't think so much in terms of how, okay? But desire and goals need to be closely aligned. Why? Because you need to feel the goal. You need to really, within you, have that feeling of what it's going to feel like when you get there. So, I'm not in Hawaii. It's a destination. It's a goal that I have. But if I close my eyes, or if I just have my eyes open, it doesn't matter. I'm doing it right now, and I'm thinking about what that water is going to feel like on my body, underneath, with my head under, my snorkeling gear on, seeing the fish, seeing the coral reefs, all that stuff. That feeling is the desire that gives me the motivation to pursue that goal, and I will achieve it without question. There's no question about it. It will come to pass. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. Okay? Write the vision, make it plain. He that reads it, though it tarry, it will surely come to pass. So there needs to be, as we understand the word desire, there needs to be an emotional attachment to the goal that you set. Okay? Now, let's talk about need for a moment. Okay? Need. Well, I don't need that. I don't need to go to Hawaii. Well, we're not talking about what you need. Okay, in the big scheme of things, what do you really need? How much do you really need? Okay, need is something basic, right? Need is something basic and or something that's necessary for us to live by, okay, or to live. Or a need can be also something that we need to accomplish a task or to accomplish an assignment or to accomplish a mission. Okay? Paul said when he was talking to the church, he said that he had that the need that he had was supplied. Okay, that need they met his need. I think it was the people in Thessalonica. Okay, that they met his need. Okay, so sometimes we have a need to accomplish a task or an assignment or a mission that God gave us. Okay, something that we have to do, and we need something to do that. But by and large, when we talk about need is something basic. It's something necessary. So a need is, what do we need? I mean, think about what you need. Well, we need water, right? We need food. Um, we need air, oxygen. Okay, those are basic type things. We need health. We do need health. Oh, we need health. We need healthy mind. We need healthy body. Okay. We need provision for the vision. Okay. We need, that healthy mind, that healthy body, that provision to do the mission that we have. Um, Basically, without those things, it just doesn't. Things don't get done, or we don't live. You don't have water, you don't have air, you don't have food, you don't live. Okay, those are needs. Now, that being said, Philippians 4:19 says what? My God shall supply all of your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. So your needs, you really don't need to focus in on. As a matter of fact, the more you focus on needs, the worse it typically gets for you. Okay? The more you focus in on your needs, the worse it typically gets for you. So, and a lot of times people, when they create goals, I find out that their goals, or a goal that they create, is based on need. Listen, that's not, goals should never be based on what you need. Goals should be based on what you want. Because the word of God is very clear. My God shall supply all your need according to his riches and glory. So everything you need, God's already provided for. Think about that. We even sing songs, okay? We sing songs about it. We don't believe the songs, but we sing songs about it. I'm talking about that everything that we need, God's provided. Do you really believe that? If that's the case, why is that a goal? If you really believe that, why do you pray for God to meet your need when the Word of God says he's already met your need? So it's kind of like, it's like healing, for example. Do you pray for healing? Do you pray for a healthy mind when the Bible's very clear that by his stripes he has healed you? Do you pray for a mind that's sound when it says we have the mind of Christ? Okay? But God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound, stable, and disciplined mind. Those are needs that have already been met. So I don't waste time, nor should you, wasting time on needs. Okay? We're wasting time on, but I need to pay my rent. God provides all that. That's already done. Okay? Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything is added to you. Do it his way, not your ways. So that's needs, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. Excuse me. And then wants. Again, what is a want? Want is what you want. It's the goal. It's the target. Want is based on what we don't have presently, but what we're hoping for. Okay, so I don't write a goal based on something I have. I write a goal based on something I want. I don't write a goal based on something I need because the needs are met. This is why people don't achieve much in life because they're so, focused on, oh, just if I just have the religious mindset, right? If I just have all of my needs, I'm content. I'm fine. Well, that's why you're not really achieving anything. You're basically just surviving. You're just here. What are you doing? What do you have going for you? What significance have you brought to this earth realm? What have you even planted your life, that seed that's in you, to where it can grow and develop and mature and bring forth fruit into the earth realm? I mean, listen to my teaching on multiplying, the dominion mandate, multiplying, replenishing, subduing, taking dominion. I mean, we're not here to survive. Stop with that shallow thinking of survive. You're not a survivalist, okay? And again, we use the word, well, aren't we just supposed to be content? Yes, be content. But I'm content, but I'm not satisfied with where I'm at. When I'm satisfied with where I'm at, then I stop growing. I know that's hard sometimes it's just hard for the religious mindset, but that's okay. You can be delivered from religion, okay? So again, what want is what you want. It's the goal, it's the target, it's what you don't have, but what you hope for. What does the Bible say? Faith. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is, or gives substance, gives tangibility to the goals that you have. So belief and want have to go together. Belief and goals have to go together. Belief and desire only. You're not going to get around faith. You're not going to get around believing. You must believe. Okay. Now, getting back to desire. Desire is the drive. Desire is the driving force and the motivation and the passion to what it is that you want. Okay, now you should be challenged in these statements here that I'm giving you. Okay, because we always say, well, I want to start a business. I want to. This one gets me. Okay, I want to start investing. I want to invest in the stock market. Do you? That's your goal? Okay, good with it. We'll start there. Okay, now, do you have a desire to do it? Oh yeah, I do. Well, how are you going to prove that you have desire? Where's the driving force? Where's the motivation? Where's the passion? Okay? Again, are you connected into what it's going to feel like to push that button and make your first trade? Are you connected to what it's going to feel like once you generate some profit, or you have your return at a certain percentage or whatever? Have you gone down that path? Because if you're going down that path, then you're going to find yourself gravitating to things to learn more about it. You're going to find yourself connecting to other people that do that. You're going to find yourself going to that conference to learn more. Okay? Why? Because you truly have a desire. So desire basically puts it's not just skin in the game, it's your legs in motion. Okay? Desire gets things moving. You need to get moving. If you don't have a desire, you'll never move. If you don't have a desire, you're going. Here's what a lot of people do. Okay, religious people in particular. They say they want something, but they have no desire, and then the cover up for that statement or that thing is, I'm just waiting on the Lord. So now we blame it on the Lord. Well, I'm just waiting for Him to do it. Okay, it's not how this stuff works. Okay, it's not how the Bible works. God says He'll give you the desires of your heart. Your heart. He's not talking about He's going to create all your desires and do everything for you. No, God gives you desires of your heart. Okay. So again, you have to have the drive. You have to have the motivation and the passion. Okay. Another D word that we'll use later on, we'll teach on this one as well, is determination. Okay, that'll be another uh, teaching that we'll do later on. But so think of it like this. So need would be food. You need food. Okay, watch how this works. So here you are. I need food. But during the day, so you're hungry. You have a need to eat. You need food. Your want though is, what do you want? What do you want to eat? Well, okay, I want pizza. I want pizza. Well, why do I want pizza? Watch this now. Because I want, okay, pizza because I desire to feel comfort. Okay, let's use it a little bit different. I need food. I want a salad. That doesn't sound too exciting, but if the desire is, I desire to live healthy, or I desire to lose weight or whatever, then that desire is going to give support and motivation to your want or your goal of eating a salad. The need is being met. God meets the need. So you choose. What do you want? Do you want pizza or do you want the salad? You want the sandwich or you want the soup? I mean, what is it that you want? Okay? So again, that's desire. And again, desire and belief must, write that down. Desire and belief must, M-U-S-T. Desire and belief must go together, or you just will never ever accomplish what it is that you want, the goal. Just not going to happen. Okay? Jesus said this, okay? Whatever it is that we desire, we must believe that we receive it. Jesus said that. Okay? Jesus said that that if we desire something, we have to believe that we receive it. So you're not going to extract those two words. They're always going to go into what it is that your goal is, or what it is that you desire. Okay? So one of the ways that we believe we receive it is by emotionally connecting to it. You're going to have to get the feeling or the emotion into what it is that you want, or it's just simply not going to be a desire. Mark chapter 11, verse number 24. Actually, we'll look at Mark chapter 11 and we'll start at 22. Okay? Again, the story of the fig tree. Jesus curses it. Okay? They come back. They say, hey, the fig tree which you cursed, it's withered away. Jesus answers them and says, have the faith of God. Have the God kind of faith. You're made in his image and likeness. You have the same faith that God has. I know that statement just kind of just messes people up, but that's okay. You'll catch on one day. You'll catch on one day. Have the same faith, or have the God type of faith. How is that? For verily I say unto you, whoever says to this mountain, he's looking at the big mountains over there in Israel, be thou removed, be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart or his subconscious, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Therefore, I say to you, whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, that word pray, ask. So whatever you desire, when you ask, believe that you receive it, and you shall have it. Okay? So it's critical that we understand what we have to believe that we receive it. See, want and desire, want and desire, those things keep you focused, while needs can have you make bad decisions. I like that. Okay? Want and desire. Remember, when we talk about goals, your goals are never based on what you need. But when you want something, you desire something, you're going to extend, you're going to push, you're going to ask God, okay? You're going to really, that creativity that's in you, you're going to go and expand. Your territory is going to be enlarged, and you're going to find yourself connecting, going into places you never even thought you could go into. But When we focus in on our need, okay, and our need becomes our goal, then what we end up doing is we actually end up making decisions based on fear and survival. Okay? We make decisions based on fear and survival. Proverbs chapter number 10, verse number 24 says this: the thing a wicked man fears shall come upon him. Watch this stuff. But the desire of the uncompromisingly righteous, are you righteous? Yes, you are, shall be granted. So the desires are granted to those that are righteous. We are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. But a wicked man, he fears the things that shall come upon. A wicked man fears that his needs are not met. Okay? And then the focus becomes the need, the need, the need, the need. And we end up making decisions that essentially remove us or block us or redirect us from our destiny. Okay? I guarantee it, that in your life, that has happened to many of you. That you have a destiny, you may have a goal that you've set, but because you're in survival mode or we're looking at your needs, you make decisions like you'll take a job. You'll take a job and say, well, I'll just take the job because, I need the money to do whatever. You're going to make a decision based on need. You're not making decisions based on want and desire. Remember, decisions determine destiny. Okay? Okay, so, all right, let me, just going to see here. We don't see any. Oh, Teresa has your hand up. Go ahead, Teresa.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much because.
Make sure you take yourself off mute.
Oh, okay.
Teresa, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Okay, hold on. Okay, say it again. I'm sorry, my speaker was turned off. Go ahead, say it again.
Can you hear me? Can
Yes.
everybody hear me? Okay. Oh, thank you, Tony. I didn't see what you said. Good morning. Thank you for this because every single word that's coming out of your mouth, I can't take notes fast enough. But yeah, I made a decision based on need. And so my question is, how do you not do that? Because the voice in my head says, well, you need a job, or, you needed a job. And, in the natural circumstances, well, I'll just say it. I don't care who thinks what. The creditors are after you. You have to pay the bills, all that good stuff. So, and it's been a while, right? I'm not talking just 2 weeks. So you make a decision. I was thinking, this is the door that has opened. I have to do it. And I wound up in a really, really unhealthy situation. So how do you avoid that? Because now, because that situation didn't end well, I became unemployed again. And now I'm working really hard to only accept an opportunity or walk through the door if it is a job that I want to do, and really if it's a healthy situation, which many are not.
Right. So, I mean, well, the answer is that this stuff here that we're learning or we're talking about today is stuff we should have learned a long time ago, either in our childhood from our family of origin or from churches that should be teaching this type of stuff, but they don't disciple people. So that's the answer from that perspective. Now, let's talk about where you're at. So what do you do? Okay, do you need to pay the rent? Do you need to, have food and all that stuff? Yes, you do. First and foremost, you have to be 100% locked in to the fact that God meets that need. So whether you go out and work and do all this other stuff, God's met those needs. Those needs are met. That is your covenant right as a citizen of the kingdom, that those needs are indeed met. So don't fear. Don't make decisions based on fear. Don't move because you have this fear that you're not going to eat. That you have to remove that fear by walking by faith. Okay, believing. Now, am I saying don't take a job here or take a job there as a gateway, as a porthole for or a tributary, I think is probably a better word, a stream for money to come in so certain things can be done, absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the mind has to be conditioned that that is not the source. That is a stream, temporary stream, mind you, in order to do some things. The goal, the desire, all of that needs to be consistent with what it is that you really, really, really want. And, let's use like working at, I don't know, a fast food place or stand on your feet all day retail. You don't want that. It doesn't mean that you're not necessarily going to do that, but it's going to be a bridge. It is not a final act. And because here's the thing, the danger is that we do that stuff and then we get stuck. We get stuck if the mind's not right. If the mind is, well, yeah, well, I mean, this happens all the time. We get a job, we get paid, we start paying the needs, the rent, and all this other stuff, and then we keep it going and keep it going. Next thing you know, 10, 20 some years, and we're still in the same place. We're still doing the same thing. That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to do that. So the answer to your question is, if you're asking this, is should you take a job to get some money or seed in your hand? The answer is yes. Just make certain that you understand that is not the goal at all. That's nothing. That's not a goal. Okay. That's just something that, because God supplies your needs. Now the question is, what tributary is being used? Well, if that's a tributary, that's a stream that's going to be used for now. That's fine, but that's not what you want. If I make sense. Okay. Okay. Hopefully that helped you, Teresa. Okay. So, yep. See the comment there. Kaya says sometimes we believe and then we lose faith because of what's going on around us, like Peter walking on water. Yeah. It's interesting you said Peter. I was thinking about Peter this morning, and my thing is Peter did not desire to walk on water. Peter really didn't want to do that. Peter did it, but the end result wasn't good for Peter because he began to sink. Okay? Matter of fact, Peter said, Lord, if it be your will, if it's your will, then bid me to come. The question is, was it Peter's will? Did Peter want to do it? And the answer from my answer is no, he didn't. He didn't really want to do it. Okay? What you really want to do, you're going to achieve. If you really want to do it, you're going to do it. Okay? You see that? So Peter walked on water, he began to drown, proceeded to sink. Yes. Tony says, I am struggling with the idea of desire being the emotional fuel. I was mistaught that emotions are not spiritual. Yeah, and again, a lot to talk about there. James chapter 4, it talks about, how your desires are evil. And desires can be evil, but when James talks about desires being evil, that's based on the intention of your heart. Okay, because he even says in James chapter 4, he says your intention is that you will spend it on sensual pleasures. Okay, what you desire or what you ask, the intention that you have is that you are going to spend it or use it on sensual pleasures. Since when is having a house or driving a Mercedes Benz or whatever it is a sensual I mean, we have so much difficulty with prosperity and peace and wealth, but when it's all in the Bible, we have such a problem. I mean, Israel didn't have a problem with it. Israel was very wealthy. Okay, I mean, when you see what God talked about, the gold and the fabric and all that stuff, they didn't have a problem with it. They were, matter of fact, told by God to have that. Okay? But we in modern day, we have a tremendous problem with it. We're like, well, I can't desire a 6-bedroom home with a 10-car garage. You can't, or you're fearful of, because again, like, and I'm glad you brought that up, Tony, is that somehow we can't have that. Well, and or somehow our emotions are not right, that we shouldn't connect with our emotions. This is exactly why people have so much problem in the church. This is why nobody talks about all the secret sins that are happening in church, okay? Because they're told that when their emotions, they don't understand emotions, number one, but they're told, you know what, you can't express your emotions, okay? And this is why people are bound. This is why people are not getting free. Because this is why people come from and stay in a place of shame, because they do not talk about things. Because we're told, shut your emotions down. Don't express. Don't express. Don't say anything. Just sit there and just pretend like everything's good. When you and I both know that most people in the church are extremely bruised, highly wounded, completely dysfunctional, and not living the way they should be living. Because, in part, because, you know, yeah, your emotions are evil. Okay? And again, I don't have the time today, but I really want to talk more about that. Okay? That's an excellent thing to talk about. Okay, I struggle with hearing that the need is met, but I'm seeing that it's not. Well, that's because, Teresa, you're walking by sight and not by faith. Again, we cannot be moved by what we see. We can all do that. We can all look a lot of different ways and say, "Well, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it." Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is the evidence. It is the evidence of things not seen. So faith, belief, gives us the evidence of our needs being met by God, by faith. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day what in the world's going on all over the place out there. At the end of the day, what do I believe? According to my faith, be it done to me. God is not a man that he should lie. God is faithful to perform his word. He said it. This is on him. He said he supplies all our needs according to his riches and glory. But if we're full of fear, if we're constantly, oh my goodness, this, that, and the other, no, we need to be, have peace in our heart, peace in our mind, and walk by faith, not by sight. Okay, now I'm not saying this is easy because you have the flesh to contend with. And again, I could talk a very long time about this. I'm going to stop here, but we'll talk more about this in weeks to come to help people. I would also recommend that you guys that are listening, perhaps this is, challenging you, or you need to know more. This is why we have coaching, because coaching gives you that personalized attention that you deserve. You deserve it, okay? And helps you get from point A to point Z. It helps you realize where you're at and chart a course for you to get to your ultimate destiny in life, your vision, your dream, your purpose, your goals, all of that stuff. But you have to understand how all this stuff works, okay?